Four is obviously the support. Clockwork has been the most commonly picked up.
Don't worry, guys.
Hero.
I just unpaused the Wind Waker. That's my bad. I just remembered.
Oh, you have Wind Waker running?
Well, I had the music running.
But why?
Because they wanted to listen to music.
Oh, that's good. That's nice of you.
I know. You got to give the people what they want. But that's
true.
okay. We're back in it. It wasn't that loud.
So, like I was saying, I think the Clockwork for both Matthew and King RD obviously is very good. We'll see if they go for it. Rubik has been picked up a lot by Infamous recently. So we'll see how it goes for them. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, the Clockwork has been a very safe opener. Sand King also the other one. There he is. You know, you can't go wrong with it.
He seems really good right now. Just the early game aggression you get from just burrow strikes. And the thing is, you can play him in multiple roles at the 3 or the 4, generally. Get a Blink Dagger, and you could do so much work with this hero. Epicenter's pretty good, like in the mid to late game as well when it comes to team fighting.
Hey, guys.
There it is.
We're wearing red today. Sand King Silencer. Again, man, this must be a regional thing. They've second picked Silencer now in two of the 3 games we've seen in this playoff.
I mean, Cat really loves this hero. So it's played as a 5 position, but Cat is the leader, the in-game leader, and he doesn't often get too much farm, which is the issue sometimes. But he knows what he's doing with the hero. So I'm into it. I like the Silencer.
I mean, I dig. It's a good hero.
I could get down with the Silencer.
Infamous probably looking for some kind of flex pick here. Generally speaking, you don't really want to open with 2 hard supports. Rubik, you know what he's going to do. So probably some kind of a core here, or one of those heroes that can play a multitude. If there's some kind of a mid that they really want, they might need to pick it now rather than later.
I was thinking
are on the way.
Maybe offlane for King Tekka and getting like a Legion Commander, which is his go-to, or at least it was. I don't know if he's still playing that hero a ton.
Tekka.
That's right.
It's pretty okay against Silencer, right? He doesn't care so much about getting that locked down.
Well, I was going to say this too. The Ben Jazz Jug, he plays 2 heroes. Jug and Lifestealer.
Mott, he's been upgraded. He's now super Ben Jazz,
right?
So
that's scary.
They're making sure to secure his hero nice and early. But a different take from Infamous. 2 heroes where you know pretty much exactly what they're going to do. You know their positions, you know how they're going to play, but still 2 strong picks that you can't complain with too much.
Standard stuff.
Standard.
There it is. There's the Legion ban.
Yeah, a lot of offlaners probably going to be banned out. Darkseer probably on the list to also get banned out in this couplet.
I would think so. Oh my God! You should have seen yesterday. We were browsing over some of the abilities and like reading the flavor text on it, and there's some great ones.
Did you say the flamer text?
Yeah. So example, if you hover over Global Silence, it says with a shock to the ground, all magic and sound pauses, and Nordstrom fills his prophecy. Yes, but there's the puck. If there's a puck, that's the best one.
Dude, this is dank right here. The fruits of discipline. With practice comes strength.
Damn, I think he actually says that in game.
The last remnant of his heritage is commitment to blade work. Your narrow ensures that the style is remembered.
Dude, there's like some of them that like go into super detail about like how exactly the ability works, and then there's another one where it's just like,
well, not every Magus could be a Grand Magus. It's like Rubik is just the grand voice line. Oh, Rubik's favorite spell for dispatching would-be assassins at a rather simple conjuration. Conjuration.
Oh, there's so many good ones.
Even the grandest Magus may use his powers for enjoyment. What is that?
It doesn't mean anything. You're not telling us anything.
Even the grandest of mages use their powers for fun.
Oh, why does he have his head bob? I think we need Slacks here to answer those questions.
Yeah, I don't know why he's so jittery. It doesn't make much sense to me. But here we go. Night Stalker and Sven banned out. So Darkseer actually still in. I think something that might be contested coming up in this next couple of picks.
Yeah, I would say. I think especially with somebody like SG, they already have good team fight. Add on top of it, Sand King with Iron Shell's not bad. You could vacuum wall, Global Silence as well, just to have a very good fight.
I think SG...
Although, Jug is pretty good against Darkseer in the offlane, I think.
I'm not sure why I'm feeling this, Mott, but I think Slark is something that SG is going to pull out.
I think both Infamous and SG play it, I'm pretty sure.
Not many teams playing Slark these days, but it's a South American staple.
I think. Let me check. I think they've played it in this this qualifier, actually. Let me see here. Let's look Infamous. Trent, are you going to come in with the sideline stats, buddy?
Nope.
Okay. Great. Good talk. All right, buddy. SG Esports matches. Let's see here. Did they play the Slark recently? They did.
They grabbed the Shaker, so now it's probably looking like position 3 Shaker, position 4 Saiyan King, position 5 Silencer. Almost guaranteed.
Yeah, the Tabora Shaker I can see working out. They could do something that... Nah, I mean, Tomato ran, I think, a mid or a Shaker the other day for Infamous. I'm pretty sure. But I don't think they're going to do that on SG's side.
The core Shaker, Maud, I thought that was just a rumor of Dota Pass.
It was a myth. I thought so, too.
The myth, the legend, the Dendy special.
Yes. I know it from Korok, actually. Korok is the one I think of.
Korok, hey.
Steven Shaker.
I like Korok.
But you were right on the money on the Slark, well, at least in terms of the fact that they pick it. I mean, that's one of HFN's, I think, most played heroes. Yep. They've also been playing Anti-Mage, a little bit of Lifestealer, Lone Druid. What did he build in that Lone Druid game, actually? He went for the Bear build. He went the Radiance AC build.
Ooh, Undying, too. Something else that SG still plays on occasion.
King RD Undying, I think they played once or twice. There's a lot of stuff that they could pick. To be honest, I like both of these teams, and whatever they pick, I'm a pretty big fan. So going back to like Infamous, they beat, I think they almost beat Complexity and beat, which was pretty good. They came like third, I think, in the entire tournament, which was insane.
I like your genuine excitement about South American Dota. You just said, I don't care what they pick, I'm going to love it.
Well,
that's unwieldy. That's unconditional love, dude.
Let me specify, it's for a handful of teams. Okay. 2 of them being these teams. Some other teams, I'm like, okay, this could be interesting.
Well, Infamous lost. They just picked Treant Protector, and I don't understand why anyone would want to play this. Dude, I don't want to be that guy, and I know he was changed and nerfed a bit, but I think this hero was overrated from the moment they put him in captain's mode. He was really strong at the beginning. They over-nerfed him, and then teams were still picking and banning him, and he's just underwhelming. Like, yes, if you're chipping away at towers, he can give you that sustainability, but any team that wants to push against Treant, just pick something like DK or Death Prophet or Terrorblade or any other hero. There's a number of them that can flash push and just cut through the living armor, and it just doesn't matter for dealing with trees. Of course, it helps the laning phase. It can help your mid. Heroes like Weaver that are a little bit squishy early on, get really aggressive, dive towers. Treant isn't objectively bad. I just think that he was overrated for too long, and I'm a little bit glad to see him in the dumpster.
I can see where you're coming from. I think he has his spots in a lineup. He's definitely not as good as he once was.
He's amazing in the early minutes, but just don't let him punch you.
Yes, that is.
Just stay away from the trees.
Easier said than done sometimes, though. But yeah, I think you're right.
Well, now they've got Alina, so. A lot of good heroes here, right? Good setup for the Jug. You've got Telekinesis. You've got the Tree Root with the Punch. And now you've got the Blade Fury on top of that. Some good setup for the LSA from Lina. Follow-up burst damage there. Always good to have burst damage against a hero like Terrorblade.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good because fair bit of armor, but kind of squishy in terms of HP pool. So Lina works perfectly. Yeah, I think it's fine. I don't see anything wrong with Lina. I think it's probably the Tomato hero, considering they already have a Treant Protector and Rubik. So more than likely to be Tomato mid Lina, and we'll see what they pick mid for SG Esports for their for the last pick for ADR.
I like this terribly, though. Even though Lina's really good against TB, I think it strikes me as a good TB pickup. Very good against the Juggernaut. Doesn't really care about magic immunity. Can come online early with meta, kind of combat the Jug maybe when he wants to start some of those rotations after a core item or two. Axe now banned out by SG Esports. Mott, if you call these final picks, I will buy you a cheeseburger. You got to call them both, though.
Shadow Fiend for SG or DK. And Infamous go for, let's see, Darkseer still available.
I actually really like Darkseer.
What else
Centaur still available. Tide still available.
Bat Rider.
And
okay.
Bat Rider.
That is a King Tekka special as well. He plays this all the time.
I'm surprised it made it this far.
Right.
Also great against the Terrorblade. So no cheeseburger for you, Mott. But what did you say, DK?
DK or Shadow Fiend?
Or Shadow Fiend. I like both those choices. I think I would.
Or Puck,
I would rather have the DK if I had to choose.
They could do Puck for ADR too if they want.
I'm always scared to have like Terrorblade, Shadow Fiend on the same team because I think they're both one-dimensionally similar.
I think that's true.
They do a lot of big right clicks. They need somebody mid that has a little more control. Depends if they want a control mid or a pushing mid. You also mentioned Puck. I think that could work just fine. And whoo-hoo, there it is. So they needed some kind of big initiator. So you got the Dream Coil.
You got to read the Dream Coil flavor text. Slacks was cracking up about it. It's probably not as funny now with him not being here, like because it was the weird way like he talked about it. It was just Only the way that Slacks can
I read it in the Grand voice?
Yes, you certainly can.
Someone in Twitch chat just said, do you guys even like casting South American Dota? And I replied, yes. I wanted to bring it up here because I love it.
I mean, who doesn't like South American Dota?
I don't know, a bunch of idiots.
I mean, listen, before I casted South America last time for the Kiev Major qualifiers, and it was super awesome. And then, or what was it?
Now, you've been casting SA Dota for a long
For a
time
long
because
time,
it's
yeah.
been mixed into Canada Cups.
Yes.
Which was always North American and South American.
I don't
even
cast
though
like
it's
every
called
South
Canada.
American tournament, but I cast a lot of them in which the SA and the NA teams go toe-to-toe as well. So all of these players I'm familiar with very much. I mean, Excel I talk to on a pretty regular basis, mostly about anime, but that's fine. I don't think anybody will fault me for that.
Mm-hmm. Except the people that hate anime.
That's true.
So I really like the SG draft. I will be completely frank with you here, my friend. I think this SG draft is just a little bit better. This screen confuses me every time as cosmetics get more and more out of control in Dota. Treant looks like a goddamn jack-o'-lantern. Rubik looks like he's cosplaying some anime character I've never heard of before. It's out of control, dude. I can't handle these cosmetics.
At some point, you just got to be like, all right, damn, look at how close the tower levels were. It's like 15 off, and they both had like 2,000.
It's like actually a battle. Okay, let's do some predictions. Total number of Roshan kills. I'm going to say 3.
3?
Time of first barracks destruction. I'm going 20 to 30. I do it every time.
Really? Okay.
Which will there be a teleport canceled by a stun by 10 minutes? Oh, God, I'm going to say no. Team with the most Roshan kills, SG, I think.
Damn, why did it give it to you, not me? Why can't I choose my own destiny here?
Because you don't have a compendium on your second account.
Oh,
there, big boy.
you're right. Fuck. I told them to log off.
Oh, I'm missing my fake
I can't believe it. All right, here we go. SG smoke down bottom. They could try to make an initiation, but look at positioning from Queen Tekka.
What do you think Dialcom is?
Dialcom? That used to be a team. I don't know. It might be like...
30 seconds.
I have no idea.
It's probably some kind of
internet
yoke
thing
that we don't get. Like, look at this. Sand King looks like a bug.
Yeah, this is the one that's crazy. He pretty much, he's supposed to be a scorpion. He is not a scorpion anymore. All right. Oh, while we have a second, dude. Read the Dreamquell flavor text.
Let's check this out here. The fairy dragon sows confusion by forcing its enemies to vividly dream about their own morality. No, mortality.
Mortality. That's the crazy part about it. Oh, no. I'm coiled. I'm going to die.
I've just realized I'm mortal.
What am I going to do?
I wonder who wrote these. It's probably somebody that we've met before.
I would assume so.
I love, though, the flavor texts are cool because you get to remember the old names. You forget that Treant used to be named Roof Trellin.
Roof Trellin, yeah.
I really hate this cosmetic, though. The little jack-o'-lanterns.
Oh, this was with the new one, wasn't it?
It's so derpy.
I'm with you. All right, well.
To me, Treant is a very serious, stalwart type character, and this is just... What are you doing? Are they sacrificing the safe lane? What is this?
They have, I think they rotated. I think they saw how the lanes were, and they're like, okay, we could send Tavo up here. We'll do an aggressive tri lane down bottom with Cat and HFN. And this will leave Excel trying to help out the Jug, and we'll see if it's going to be useful. Benjaz is already missing. Like, they missed CS in, like, both lanes. Like, Tavo missed some, Benjaz missed some. They're rotating again. They have Matthew TPing down here. So it's going to be try versus try for now, which will leave the Batrider versus the Earthshaker, which I'm sure Batrider's feeling pretty good about.
Yeah, try on try. I don't know who actually has the advantage here. It's double melee on both sides, so neither are quite ideal, but Cat will have the Arcane Curse. Pretty good in these kind of situations. Good harassment, at least, as he levels it up. Treant, though, definitely the king of the right clicks. He has gone for Nature's Guise level 1, so no Leech Seed quite yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think if you get levels on your Silencer, it's probably fine. Or like, I think you could do a lot of damage. I mean, just with these heroes alone. And obviously, Metamorphosis makes things a whole lot easier for you, even against Spin. That is a jump. They're trying to... It's just a battle in mid lane.
Mm-hmm. What do you think Exo Tour Life is?
Exo Tour Life?
Yes, Tomato's proud sponsor.
Yeah, I have no idea. Touring? I don't know. Is he in a band? What's...
I really... Your guess is as good as mine. I can't keep up with this. Excel, Hatsune Miku. That's probably some anime, right?
She's from a game called Project Diva. She's like a... It's like a rhythm game in Japan. I'll just say that.
I, too, like basketball. Here we go. HFN. Telekinesed, Blade Furied. He will be fine.
Top lane, they're diving. Of course, the Firefly coming in. Tavo up to 4, sticking napalm stacks. He's going to use his Mango to TP. Flame Break does not cancel it. He almost gets nuked down by it, but he should heal up and be fine. It's a lot of damage, but he's good to go.
Yeah, nice heads-up play. Very fire TP home. It's the right call. It's more than enough to live.
Yep.
Dire definitely getting more out of these lanes, though. They've got a very small net worth lead. Looks like the aggro try working all right for Terrorblade. He is out farming that of the Juggernaut. And Super Ben Jazz, I mean, not far behind, but not the ideal lane setup for him. And up top, the Batrider Earthshaker. Like you said, it's a great lane for the Batrider, but still Earthshaker happy to be getting some XP. Now Cat, Telekinesis, Blade Fury. It's the old classic pub combo.
Yep. That's not great. You get out of position as this silencer and you're going to be done. So that's exactly what happened. And, of course, I think they might have seen King RD rotate over to get that Invis rune. And vision-wise, yeah, they definitely saw it for sure. So they make a go knowing that he's not there. And now HFN is actually in some trouble as well. He buys the Quelling Blade. He has a TP scroll. They will have another Telekinesis ready. And HFN... Get the hell out of here.
He's crafty.
You think he's dead, I'm pretty sure.
He's crafty. He almost made it, though.
Yeah.
It was a noble effort. He tried to find that secret spot in the trees, but he gets Telekinesis, Leech seeded, and they'll finish him off with a Fade Bolt. Almost thought he could get away there for a second.
Damn.
Level 1 Fade Bolt, pretty decent damage.
So that's just what happens when you rotate your Sand King and they see the rotation, I guess. They make the go. They know that they can get a kill or two, and they do.
A little surprising. King RD will head up top. They want to put some pressure on the Batrider, but I'm with you. I don't know if this is actually the right play. I think you kind of just sack the Earthshaker and guarantee that your Terrorblade keeps tempo, because he's the one that you want to be the destroyer coming into the mid-game.
You still want to keep him getting farm. After that tri-lane down bottom, though, if they lose, they still could have made it a go, but when you get behind like that with those 2 kills or 2 deaths, it gets kind of rough. The good news is ADR is farming very well. He has 32 last hits to the 18 of the Lina. Tomato is not a bad laner, and this just shows how good ADR is. I know it's a puck, but...
Is it really ADR and not 40R?
Because I think his name is Adriano, I'm pretty sure.
So it is ADR?
I think so. I say 40R sometimes too, though.
He's so elite that he had to switch it in for a 4.
Yeah, he threw that 4 in there, man.
Him and Cat. I mean, I used to say C4T until I realized
I did the same thing. I was like, this sounds like C4T. Oh, wait a second. It's actually Cat, and I'm a dumbass. It's great.
And I passed that Facebook test that tested me about reading lead speak.
There's a Facebook test about lead speak?
There's a Facebook test for everything.
I guess that's true.
Facebook is the ultimate time waster, hence why our grandparents are now the overwhelming demographic on active Facebook users. For real, dude. Facebook is now old people.
I mean, my parents use it, and I'm just
I know. Unless you have a Peruvian audience or a Filipino audience, Facebook is actually just moms and grandparents playing Candy Crush and having their worlds rocked by JavaScript animations. That is...
And BuzzFeed articles.
And BuzzFeed. Oh, my God, dude. Seriously, old people spreading fake news. They're worse about it than young people. Everybody blames millennials for that shit. It's the goddamn grandparents that are like, can you believe this person? They did this. And you read the website, you're like, guys, this is clearly not true.
Yeah. It's like
you got jebaited.
It's like they read the headline only, and you're just like, it's just, let's relax. That's not what it says.
What's jebaited? Oh, Grandma, you're not prepared for this. My grandmother liked that picture I shared on Facebook the other day of Moon Meander holding up a sign that says, Zayori, sniff my balls. My grandmother liked it on Facebook on my fan page. I'm sure she does not know what that means.
No.
Grandma, please.
You can still unlike it, I think.
You can still unlike it, Grandma. Spare us all the
There's
pain.
still time. All right, so they've turned this back into a try versus try, although it's King Tech up here now.
It's musical lanes, Monty.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't think this favors SG. Probably not.
I don't think so. They're trying to get space for the Terrorblade. And, I mean, it's still the next big mid-game team fight will really define what's happening here. The laning stage is back and forth. It's kind of up and down, but it's that first big fight where things will really go crazy. Like, TB is one of those heroes. He can always go meta and pop off at this stage of the game.
Right.
So it's okay if he's a little bit behind right now. There will be opportunities, and this is it. They go in onto the Batrider.
They got the Dream Coil, the Illusory up, the Waning Rift, nicely done. They rotate ADR as soon as he gets that Haste Rune, and they find a nice little kill.
Too.
Yep, good stuff, good stuff.
Yeah, Puck now kind of dominating. He's leading the CS, and that rotation really big for him. Is he hasted up also? Yeah, oh, that's so great. Yeah, it's like a risk-free rotation with the haste
so true.
rune.
He gets right back to lane with no real issues. He maybe misses 1 or 2 CS, and he's fine with that too. I wonder what he's going for. He has nothing queued up yet. Maybe
Probably
Veil
before Blink. He's got the first null tally. I think getting some kind of stat-based item on Puck is just so good. Lets you be really aggressive. So much more survivable with that extra armor also from the Veil.
Tavo finally getting a couple more items ferried out, like I think it was raindrops and stuff. Like he's getting a lot more room to work with now. 27 last hits. So this is actually working pretty well.
Yeah, this is great. 27 compared to the 39 or 35 of Jug, rather.
It's not bad at all.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Up top.
They're going again.
HFN maybe in some trouble. He gets leech seeded, but they actually don't commit for it. The Bat Rider just now hits level 6, so King Tekka was a little bit short. We'll see if he skills up the lasso. He's gone for the 2-1-2 build. And you'll see a lot of Bat Riders actually skip the lasso at this point just for the sake of farming so you can kill creeps faster. But sometimes you'll actually use that lasso at 6 if you can get a rotation. And with Trian and Rubik nearby, they might be able to. So we'll keep an eye. He's holding the point. I think that's the right play.
Yeah, I think the thing is there's a ward here which spots out Matthew. Maybe if they like go back and smoke, he can use the lasso or something like that. But we'll see if he actually does it.
They're
for
not
now,
going to give it to him.
No.
You're right. It's good ward placement.
So, all right. It is Veil, by the way. The puck has it in his shift by, so you were correct.
Nice.
And I agree completely with that decision.
Very nice. A lot of magic damage on their team, too. So just overall a good game to have the magic damage amp, as Shaker now hits level 6, so he's got the Echo Slam.
Yeah, it's ready. He's ready to go. Tomato picks up the Arcane, so he's probably going to go for an early Bloodstone on Tomato. Yeah, he has the Soul Ring, too.
Earthshaker went 2-1-2 instead of 1-1-3. A little surprised, actually.
Yeah, I don't know enough about Earthshaker to know about that build, but
I've been told that once you get the 3rd point in Aftershock, you can chain stun people really effectively with Totem, then Fissure, and then Totem again if you mix in the Echo.
Yep.
So there's like a weird breakpoint there, and that's why the 1-1-3 is taken over in popularity. This is kind of a weird hybrid build, and I think a lot of folks would agree that that 2nd point in Fissure really has diminishing returns. Your mana is so precious early on that, yeah, you get a little more stun, a little more damage, but the mana cost also goes up. And you might think, well, 15 mana, that's not much, but hey, dude, that's an enchant totem right there.
It's enough,
That takes 20 mana.
Yeah.
We'll see. You can't spam that all day.
It might be because he's thinking he's not going to rotate until he gets to that like level 7 and then gets that 3rd point in Aftershock, which is what you were talking about.
I mean, it's definitely nitpicking, right? Those kind of like 1 skill point different builds don't matter if you're going to sit in lane and just keep farming like you said. So that's a fair point.
But we'll see. I mean, there's still a lot of variation for a lot of this stuff. I guess that's Dota. That is the most general coverall statement I think I've ever said in my life.
Hey, guys, it turns out things at Dota aren't ubiquitous. Welcome to the broadcast.
This is a high-tier commentary from Martin Ziori. That's just great stuff for me.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I kept doing that to Sunsfan yesterday. Sunsfan, did you know that Metamorphosis makes Terrorblade a raged hero for a set duration?
What does it say for the flavor text?
Temper, temper, the rage rises up and takes control. Meet Terrorblade's own worst self.
It's like a movie tagline.
It's like a bad Ask Abby article. Like, temper, temper, the rage might rise up and take control. Then you'll meet Terrorblade's worst own enemy.
Worst own self or whatever the hell. I love these. I'm going to look at these from now on in Dota.
Next time I'm stuck in a pause or board and be like, all right, guys, it is time to do dramatic readings of the flavor text. They need to add flavor text to the talents.
Oh, that would be great.
Really,
it gets real deep.
Bat Rider channels the ancestral spirits to find 4 additional arms. Bat Rider channels the ancestral spirits to find 10 additional intelligence. I think that's the level of creativity that they would put into it.
Damn.
Rubik's are the most dank, though. He is such a little trickster.
He is. He sure is. And we'll see. What is he actually? What's he got? Is he like level 4, level 5? He's level 4. He's trying to get that Tome of Knowledge. He's like, I'm not very intelligent yet, so I need to get that.
He's trying his hardest. I have high expectations for Tavo this game.
Yes.
With this kind of space, we're 11 minutes in. 800 towards the Blink Dagger. Puck now gets his Blink Dagger. He did actually skip the Veil, going for mobility first. We'll see Tavo get taken out down bottom.
I have high expectations for Tavo.
Another 3-on-1 scenario.
That's pretty
My
funny.
boy gets taken out.
By the way, the Puck actually he didn't go for. I'm trying
Blink.
to find the word for it, but yeah, you got it. You already know.
He's foregone the
There
Veil.
you go. There it is.
In lieu, he has gone for a mobility tool, and this works. I said actually in the game prior that it's kind of hard for pucks sometimes to go just like Brown Boots Wand, 1 null tally blink because your stats are so limited. But it's all about timing and kind of what you want to do. And I guess this is a sign that SG are just valuing having an initiator, right? Puck can actually blink in and start the fights, and maybe now they can use this to knock down some towers. So they'll pop meta and look to put some pressure on the Queen Tekka.
And I don't think they saw the Puck rotate over. I'm not sure. I don't think he TP'd in. There's a ward near the tower, but I think he walked over instead of TPing in. I can't remember. The Living Armor will go, and that's just like, even with a Terrorblade, they just don't feel confident with this push right now. There's too many heroes already top lane, and they will head bottom with this meta, and maybe they can get this tower done now as they push into the tier 1 bottom.
I like the idea, right? We're committed to meta. They rotate top. Let's just TP bottom and still get some value out of this long cooldown.
Yep.
We'll see a hasted Treant rotate his way down. It's a level 2 Living Armor. Gets knocked off just about immediately, but I don't think HFN will actually be able to finish this. And, of course, that is the crux against the Treant Protector.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty obnoxious. Next time his Metamorphosis is up, this tower will be like twice as much HP as it is now, so it's kind of frustrating. And meanwhile, like, Cell is still looking. They have the King Tekka lasso ready, but nobody else is coming down. So I guess they're just going to be content with farming and going back into the jungle. Maybe they can get Tavo again soon, but it looks like he's backing up as well. All right.
Tomato. He's farming in the middo. He's got himself a Bloodstone on the way, Mott. 700 gold. It's shaping up to be a great timing for Mr. Motto.
And he's now top in the net worth after kind of, I don't want to say getting shit on mid. I think he just had kind of a rough time against ADR, and ADR had plenty of CS, but he's just able to farm so fast. Dragon Slave LSA takes all of the camps. ADR isn't too far behind, but
yeah, Lina is a great mid for a number of reasons. Mechanically, she can min-max against other heroes pretty well with her long range, but she also clears stacks in the jungle really effectively.
Oh,
so
they're going to go for
down
Echo?
Bottom. Yep, there it is. I heard it. Queen Tekka gets slam dunked by Tavo.
Excel's own mortality.
Yep,
He's
he
out.
will TP home. His mortality will not be known today.
Oh, no, I'm going to die. Wait, I got a TP. Okay, I'm fine.
It turns out I'm good. Matthew level 6 on the Rubik. That's quite nice. But yeah, anyway, Tomato able to clear out stacks really effectively. So he's just going to farm the jungle, get up towards that Bloodstone, and maintain that spot as #1 on net worth. Having really a good time on the Lina, and we'll see the Veil of Discord coming out from the Fairy Dragon.
There is a ward scouting the shrine usage coming out from SG, but they will not go for a smoke or anything. Level 7 is available, so the Silencer does have global ready. And this could be their time to go for a fight. Maybe they even wait for the Puck's fail. He almost has it. He just needs the recipe. And now they're going to try to maybe push more into this tower bottom. They don't have the Terrorblade with them. Puck is just cutting the wave at this point. Man.
Hello, Treant. He'll rotate down bottom. He's been healing up this tower that's actually under assault from creeps while his teammates push up top, as you were talking about.
Oh, lasso mid.
Oh, yes, indeed. We'll follow up B there, though. He gets knocked to the low ground, and Cat will not survive that.
That's huge. The Fisher comes out, though. They might turn and get a kill out of this. Good Fairy Fire, though. I think Matthew's fine. He even steals the Illusory Orb, and he's got to jump right to the shrine. Hey, that's efficient.
Okay, Matthew feeling quite good about that one. Even gets the Living Armor at the end.
Yep.
Now up top, King RD, level 8 on the Sand King. He'll be waiting to get his Blink Dagger, 1,500 gold. Earthshaker, very, very close, just about 100 gold. And Terrorblade, just going for some stat efficiency, picks up the Dragon Lance. So a lot of good stuff coming out here.
So the biggest thing I think they're waiting on is Tavo's Blink Dagger. Of course, Sand King having one would also be huge. He's still also pretty close, but Tavo, of course, is like one. He actually is about to get it. He just needs to wait a few seconds or get one more creep. And then with that Blink Dagger, I imagine they do something because they now have the Veil on the Puck as well. So there's no reason not to go for a fight or a kill with those items that you've just picked up, other than to wait for King RD on the Sand King.
How's the overall graph looking, Mod? It's infamous with a small lead.
Yes.
Slow and steady. This has been a very even game, though. 15 minutes in. A lot of focus on farming. Of course, two of the most hyped teams in the region know each other well. And really unsurprising to see both of them playing pretty tight, not really making any obvious mistakes here in this early laning phase. Just focusing on getting those core items up and looking towards big game team fights. We see the Yasha now up on Juggernaut. More itemization coming there.
Yeah, I'm curious just to see what he goes after the Manta. There's a lot of choices. I wonder if it's like Diffusal and Mjolnir still where it used to be the two big ones, but they might. Maybe he's thinking of another item instead.
Yeah, I mean, I think Diffusal Manta is still quite good on Jug.
Yeah. All right.
Looking for a setup on Lina. They slow her down, but she retreats right away.
They might still find him. Oh, Infamous will smoke. They're going to run right into each other. They'll blink. They get the last one. Echo Slam initiation coming in from Tavo. Beautifully done, but he can't find the follow-up. The global to come out. King RD's got to try to back up, and so too is Tavo. King RD will burn down. Tavo gets Flame Break back, but here we go. They're jumping in again. And that's it. Okay.
Another really awkward fight from SG. I think they had a lot more resources there that they could have used. but they didn't. The Global comes out too late to really save the Sand King. And the Terrorblade illusions did kind of more harm than good there. They body blocked their own teammates. You had Metamorphosis, but couldn't get there in time. If HFN was in that fight with Meta, I think they would have just completely dominated it and taken the Tier 1 tower. But instead, Infamous had much more of a cohesive plan as they worked together as SG. It seemed like they sort of pussyfooted around with if they wanted to really commit to that fight or not. And in the end, they did not have the resources.
And they're smoking again for Infamous, but it looks like I think HFN knows something is amiss. There is a ward nearby, and the Lena did Dragon Slave over there, but I don't think they're going to be able to find this kill on HFN. And you're right. And that's such a beautiful Echo Slam to miss out on all of those kills. Like, they were pretty low. They were in a really good spot to get those kills. And maybe with a Blink Dagger for King RD, that goes a lot better. And he's getting close, too. But they're going to just push top in the meantime for Infamous. They've got Benjaz up front. He's very close to his Manta style. And they are taking all of the towers. In fact, again, SG have yet to take one with a Terrorblade. Maybe this one bottom will go, but it's not looking great.
Certainly not there, Mott. Glyph comes out. Will they mount a defense? Looks like they still could. That Tier 2 up top, killed out by Super Benjaz. They will just let this one fall. Happy with that exchange. They get the gold for the Manta style on Jug, and it looks like Maelstrom is up next. So, yeah, that Maelstrom Manta diffusal style still in vogue, Motty.
Yeah, and I'm fine with it. It's going to work out well. And they're going to, SG will push while they take, or attempt to take Roche, but the scan actually comes out. Will they make the defense bottom on the Tier 2 tower? Meta has been used for a little bit, so it's going to go down. I think they can make a defense, maybe. I'm not sure.
Well, they can. Do they want to? Perhaps is the better question, and the answer seems to be yes. Trian in the front lines. Queen Tekka trying to fly through, looking for some initiation. Catches Tavo. Now SG turns to try to save their friend. Global Silence. Dream Coil comes out. The Bat Rider getting bursted down will fall to a Burrow Strike from the SK, but now the follow-up damage. Laguna from the Lena, and Echo Slam from Tavo. Now Puck jumps back in, the orb back. Will be able to jaunt before the LSA connects. They've gone 1 for 1. Support for Core, but now Treant Protector getting low. Might be able to turn this around onto Tavo. LSA will connect, and Tomato, he's doing it, baby. Almost level 16. This Lena, happily #1 on that net worth chart, and another convincing fight for Infamous.
They're using all of their abilities for SG, but the only problem is that Metamorphosis went down, I think, at the tail end of that fight. You don't have that damage, you're not going to be doing enough. Like, it's really good initiation, it's really good control for the first half of the fight with, like, Global and Echo and, of course, the Dream Coil, but, like, they just didn't have the damage to get any of those heroes at the end of it.
They are clearly reliant on Meta, especially after seeing that fight. Like, if HFN is not there with Meta available, they basically don't want to fight. It was also just a good read from Infamous, knowing that Meta was almost down. The Bat Rider pursued and found that lasso to start the whole thing off. So smart to be kind of hyper-aggressive there, and they will reap the benefits now. 4.5K net worth lead, Bloodstones, Manta Styles, Blink Daggers.
Oh, they got everything, buddy.
They're in. 3 blinks on the Dire.
They got the King RD one? Okay. Then maybe this... Oh, they get the catch actually onto King Tekka. Epicenter, he almost gets saved by that healing ward, but the Epi, along with all of the other control from SG, is able to bring him down.
It's just too much damage, Motter.
Yep. That's a pretty big pick, because I would think like you might want to go for Roche now that Global is down and Echo Slam was down for a long time. Meta just coming back up right now, but with a def like that, when not having Bat Rider, you don't want to head over to the Roche pit or anything. So they're just gonna sit back and farm. It looks like
Lena moving into the Shadow Blade now, and I like this. It's cool that we have these cores that used to be spellcasters, notorious for falling off in the late game, can actually now become late game carries. We've seen a number of games where Lena hits level 25. She's got Hurricane Pike, Silver Edge, Daedalus, MKB, and she's just a turret. She can siege from the low ground from super far away. You can't stop her. She attacks stupidly fast with that level 25 Fiery Soul talent. Not an easy hero to just say, oh, get a Silver Edge and counter the passive. Haha. Now, the positioning on her is the hardest part. We'll see a lasso up top as they go in on the Puck. Nice global silence, breaks it up. Lina wanted to drop the Laguna, but they are going to let it go, thinking that there could be some rotations coming. Silencer, though, a bit too close, caught by the fissure. Follow-up damage from Tomato, and he will continue his killing spree.
They're going on Excel bottom, and it looks like he might live. The dust comes out. It was a good overgrowth, but is it enough? It looks like they can't chase him down. They have Fisher, I think, for Tavo. No, 5 seconds. Dragon Slave will come through. Excel is still dusted. LSA will cover their retreat. Now Tavo backing up. The Fisher's not enough as he has the living armor on top of him. And they will try to get up for SG Esports. Tavo and Carity both have blinks pretty soon. And they should be able to get out. Well, Leech Seed does hit, but I don't think they want to make the move to try to go after him.
All right, now it looks like Roche will be the call for Team Infamous. Knowing that Global's down, Sand King Epi also, this feels like a relatively safe maneuver. Looking at Dire Vision, they have no wards down right now. My God, SG are completely blind. There's this nice daisy chain of Radiant Vision that goes all the way up. Cat is going to go ahead and counter some of it. But still, it gives them the intel they need to take a nice, easy Roche. Tomato on the Lina will be the proud carrier of this Aegis, now up to 16 Bloodstone charges as the Shadow Blade has been completed.
So I think they want to take out this last Tier 1 bottom. They've done a lot in terms of taking out towers. But SG, they're going to look for Benjas. He is going to TP out, and he will be successful.
He just canceled the Epi.
Did he? Did he actually use it and cancel it?
Yep.
Oh,
I heard
man.
the first pound.
Oh,
no.
That's rough. But at least the one saving grace, I guess if you can call it that, is Infamous don't know that he didn't use it. I don't think it matters that much, to be honest.
I don't know how close they were. Does the enemy team hear that sound effect? I think they do, actually.
I don't know. Maybe it depends on the vision.
I heard that first, like, I'm stepping. It's like a bull revving up, and then he does it once and goes, you know what? I actually don't want to charge.
I don't want to do this.
I think I'm out on this.
That's unfortunate, but...
Tomato.
Man. So, yeah, I think they're just going to take this tower. They still don't have global. Actually, it's up in 10 seconds. I guess SG could defend, but look at their positioning mid. They could TP in, but they might want to just take the Tier 1 themselves, or at least attempt to. But already TPing back is going to be Excel, and, of course, the living armor. We'll see if they can't go for a trade. Yeah, they're just backing up immediately. Last year, like, we don't want any part of this. You guys can take the Tier 1 tower bottom. That's fine. You have Aegis. We don't want to fight into it.
Yeah, they're going to try to split push a little bit. They'll send the Treant back mid to defend. And now Infamous, they're going to continue to siege. Super Benjaz on the front lines. Manta, still no itemization past that. Looks like just the Maelstrom queued up, but are they going to let this one go as well? Tavo looking for an Echo perhaps. They catch Queen Tekka. The follow-up is there. Global Echo and Matthew Queen Tekka will both feel the pain. They tried to be sneaky by wrapping around the tree line, but
there's this
SG,
ward.
man, they just straight up knew, and that's why. Holy Toledo, man.
Yeah, that was like, and they know that ward's there, but it's already too late. So 2 huge kills. They defend. They have to use global and all the other stuff. They use like everything, by the way. I think they even, no, they didn't use meta. HFN1, I don't think it was really needed. But nice defense. They won't lose that Tier 2 tower. They'll get a lot more room. Can they get anything out of it? Like, are they going to try to push? They probably don't want to because the Aegis is still up for the Lina. It's still very difficult, even if you get those 2 kills for SG. They're still in a very rough spot.
Look at this item build for Excel, looking for the Solar Crest Medallion.
Yeah.
Straight into the Talisman. Now Blink Dagger coming up next.
Yeah, this is huge for Treant Protector. Solar Crest is just something that has been really popular.
How cute the medallion is. It's a little lion's face in it.
Does Solar Crest have a face, or is it just like a sun thing?
We're going to have to look at it. I think it might just be a sun thing.
The medallion flavor text is the bearer has no fear of combat.
See what they did there? The bearer. Although it's the cowardly lion.
Right.
However, lions and tigers and bears and shit, it's still tangentially relevant.
It is. I see. Tangentially, yeah.
Here we go. It's Earthshaker.
Let's do it.
I thought he was going to do more.
Yeah.
I overhyped it. I pulled a Merlini. My bad.
It's okay. That's all right. Does this Solar Crest actually look like a sun? Yeah, I guess. I don't think it looks anything like... It's not anything else.
I think that is actually one thing I miss most about casting with Merlini is like identifying the opportunities and getting hyped about. He'll be like, oh God, Bat Rider, he could go in right here. But he
didn't. It's like...
He's the only caster I know that does that. Yeah. It's cool because I can't see it like that. Once he commits, I know they're going in.
Not many people can, right?
But he has that like premonition where like, dude, they're setting up. They're setting up. And then they don't go. And he looks kind of goofy. He's like, dude, they could have gone. But they could have gone.
It's just, you play so much Dota, you know what, like...
Yeah.
He knows all this
You start to see the movements.
Yeah.
You're like, crazy. A Sand King would not move like that unless he wanted to stun. He thought about it.
Well...
Now the Maelstrom's up on Yug.
Yeah, they have actually more than a 7K net worth advantage, 7,500. All of a sudden, this is turning pretty bad. SG had a pretty good start, with especially with the puck, but this has not been going well.
They've taken control. Lena is actually just insane right now. She's picked up the Dragonlance, level 20, so she gets the extra attack range. And now this is where she gets to just sit in the back line and do insane damage.
If she goes BKB, there's really not any way they can kill her, right? I mean, like, it's just HFN with Metamorphosis, and she has to, I think, be drastic. I don't want to say drastically out of position, but they'd have to find a smoke, or they'd have to find the initiation before she can get that BKB off, right? So, like, because where else is your damage coming from, if not from magic? If she buys it. And I think she will buy the BKB.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess Terrorblade is kind of the answer. He's got Manta, Dragonlance, probably looking for the Hurricane Pike pretty soon. And then I think a BKB of his own, like some BKB Scotty, something like that.
I can get down with that for sure.
Could be the build for Terrorblade this game. He picks up the health talent over damage, not a big surprise. A lot of bursts, just needs to be able to survive to get off these Sunders.
Yeah. Oh, and I think this is a pretty big thing. Benjaz not going for the attack speed, instead picking up the 7 armor also against the Terrorblade, so it makes his life even harder. I'm into it. I like the way they're playing.
I think it's a cool idea. I mean, he doesn't really need the attack speed.
Now.
He's got Maelstrom as well as the Manta style. So
and he can go Butterfly later too, which he probably will against the Terrorblade. Force Terrorblade into an MKB or something.
Still a strikingly quiet game for a South American Dota. 14 kills in 28 minutes. Pretty low tempo. Still very focused on farming. Excel, he's got Blink Dagger queued up.
Yeah. Blink Overgrowth's huge in this game, I think. So many mobile heroes. Really just the puck mostly, but it's going to be important to have. And they're making a move. Aegis should be gone, and it is. So 40R, 80R is going to walk up with a newly minted Lincoln Sphere. Excel might be spotted. The John will come through the Wing Rift back, and then 80R just jumps out as well after the blink goes.
There's a gem on the Sand King, so they see him.
All right. And everybody else is coming over here. Like, Infamous are trying to wrap really hard, and everybody has actually only the Sand King as well as Puck have TPs. They thought they were going towards their tower, but they don't know that they're still down here.
This could work out. Sand King only a few seconds left on invisibility. He might break the smoke, but they're going to bump right into him. He is the gem carrier. Burrow strike away. He's actually good. Instead, they catch the Earthshaker. Lasso locking him down. There won't be an Echo used. Sand King makes it out, but they do still get a pick out of it.
They actually tried, the Puck tried throwing the Lincoln Sphere on him, but something else broke it instead of the Lasso. So he was able to get lassoed off at the end. It was an Omni, might have been Telekinesis, I think, for the Rubik that did it. I'm pretty sure. So the lasso still went off. It was a good attempt from 40R, but now that's another tower for Infamous. They will continue to take this advantage in their favor, up to 9K. And they're going to find Cat top as well as Tomato is Shadow Bladed up, and see you later.
Oh, he misses the LSA.
Oh, Epi, they're going to turn it. They're going to blink Burrow, it looks like, but he has his BKB, and he will get Cat.
Yeah, nice use of the BKB here from Tomato. This is the 10-second charge, but gets one kill, make it to a double for the Tomato Man as the gem hits the deck, and it is recovered by Infamous. Looks like Bat Rider going to be able to take that from King RD.
That's rough. That's really rough. They just bought that, didn't they? I don't think they had it for very long.
At least 5 minutes or so, but yeah, it's relatively fresh.
And they were already having trouble with map control, which you touched on earlier, I think.
I mean, dude, the lead, it's going to jump up to over 11K here momentarily. This graph is just, it tells a very clear story. It's been a farm-intensive game where Infamous has been consistently farming the map more effectively and getting better pickoffs. Like, Terrorblade is decently farmed. Looks like Scotty probably is going to be on the way, but I don't know, Mon. I'm starting to wonder, what can SG do here? Like, aside from Infamous just making clear mistakes or overcommitting, how do they actually deal with Tomato at this point?
I don't know. Like, exactly. That's the thing I was trying to bring up earlier, is that BKB, when it's up, it's very difficult. And it comes down to them, I think, getting the initiation and just locking him down permanently, which is not easy to do with the counter initiation from Infamous that they have. So it comes down to a little bit of luck and maybe your Terrorblade getting a bit bigger. And especially when he gets an Aegis, good luck. Like, they're just probably... Next Roshan will, I would imagine, symbolize a Tier 3 push. I don't know if they need to farm that much further in order to win the game. But we'll see.
Oh, Super Benjaz. He's got the Basher coming out next.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And whoa, it's not a Scotty. It's actually a Lincoln's.
Yep.
Sorry, did you just mention that? Or?
No, I didn't say it. I was thinking about it, but I did not.
So there is some good single target. Obviously, Laguna, Telekinesis, Flaming Lasso, the big ones.
Yep.
A couple of little spells to break it with, like Leech Seed if you can get in range. So I think it is a pretty good Linken's game. Not a huge amount of spells to block, but the ones that it does are significant. Yeah. Roche coming up in just a couple of seconds here. Bittersweet for Infamous as they have no idea they're going to leave the pit just as the big boy comes up.
God, that's rough.
Actually, just like a 3-second difference.
Yeah, and they might head back there. They were looking for somebody top, but everybody is grouping up for SG, and maybe they could turn something around. They're, in fact, going to go for the smoke. They're going to look for a target. King Tech looks like, actually, Tomato, they're going to go for it. The burst strike, the Fisher comes out. Counter initiation, he pops the BKB. Matthew is there in time. The global coming out. He's taking a lot of damage, but his BKB is still going, and he's so damn fast. The Fisher not going to be there in time. Instead, they will turn their attention to Matthew, and they will drop him down instead. So still very close. Now they're going to find Excel as well in the tree line, and he's going to get dropped.
All right, they find 2 out of it, but now Bat Rider goes in. Lasso, Tavo with the counter initiation. Slam dunk on 2, but Omni still goes off. Laguna Blade makes it a 1 for 3. The Sand King limps away, barely living. It's a good rotation from SG. It looked like at first only the Rubik a bit underwhelming, but then they find much more out of it, and they will transition into a Tier 1 tower push to boot. So
they got a tower.
Little swing of momentum here for SG.
That's pretty big. And they almost got that. And the thing is, you saw it there. She ran, and she was able to get away with her BKB popped. And the thing that's going to make this a whole lot easier is that Puck has an Aghanim Scepter coming out soon. So that's maybe an answer, is control against the Lina. And one way to do it, I suppose.
Well, SG have definitely identified one problem with Infamous. They don't have a lot of single target to break Lincolns. So they've gone for a double Lincoln strat now on their 2 big cores.
Yes.
And it's actually pretty hard to deal with. It feels like they need like an Atos or a Solar Crest does work. But some kind of relatively cheap items, even just a Force Staff, to break those Lincolns, then be able to drop the Laguna or the Lassos on whoever they want.
Yep. And we'll see if they head into that direction. I would imagine at some point they could. I think even there's a Sheaves coming up for Tomato. I thought it might have been a Hex, but that's not the case. And this is exactly what you would expect from a team when all of SG's ultimates are down and all of their abilities. They head into Roshan, and very SG smart. Can't do anything about it at all.
Very, very smart. Infamous with the good heads-up play. They know they're ahead. Maybe less than they were, but this is a great way to regain some of that lost footing. It's a second life on their big cores. Actually, she's on Lina, and it's the Juggernaut that takes the Aegis this time.
Oh, let me do it. And then the Diffusal Blade actually comes out for the Terror Blade 2, which is interesting. Some more control, I suppose. Mana Burn, which will be nice against that Lina, or whoever for that matter.
Yeah, Mana Burn always nice on that hero. Just allows you to completely lock down a support. Drop your Illusion Army on top of a Rubik, and all of a sudden his mana pool and his HP pool evaporate pretty much simultaneously.
So this is it's not looking as terrible for SG Esports, but again, Infamous are still, they've got 20 Bloodstone charges. Lena's becoming a very big issue. Will they push with this Aegis? I would imagine they maybe try to make something happen, but we'll see.
What we just saw is Terrorblade in a nutshell, right? One of these very hit-or-miss heroes where if you get the fight with meta, you can do a lot of damage and then quickly punish. I mean, they won that fight and then took 2 towers off of it. So that's one of the main reasons why you pick Terrorblade, because he sieges so well, you can push so aggressively as soon as a fight is done and really punish even just 1 or 2 pickoffs. That whole thing started with a kill on the Rubik, and that was where it ended up, a 3-for-1 or 4-for-1 plus 2 towers for SG. So that's great. It's a step in the right direction. However, that doesn't fundamentally change what's going on here, and that is Lina is still out of control. She's going to go for the Mjolnir coming up next. She's got a full Shiva's Guard now. I think they're still going to have a lot of trouble dealing with here, especially now that level 25 is right around the corner. Dream Coil in the bottom lane. They kill Matthew like it ain't no thing.
Yeah, that was pretty easy. And this is what you're talking about. They punish. As soon as they get the kill on Matthew, they go right into the Tier 2 tower, and it's going to get taken down probably.
This is Terrorblade Dota. I mean, they're going to try to Living Armor to keep it alive, but even just with 1 illusion, he cuts through it really fast.
Yeah, it's nuts, the damage he's doing right now. And the thing is, you can't just split push for Infamous and push into a Tier 3 tower. They're not close enough. They're trying to get the wave in there, but by the time they do, Terrorblade might be at your doorstep. And both teams can push pretty quickly, actually. It looks like SG will be the ones to flinch. They will back off first, but I think they're pretty happy with that. I mean, any more map control that you can get, any more kills that you can get, goes a long way. And there's that Aghanim Scepter too. And I think this might be one of their biggest items in terms of being able to win some of these fights.
First clip of the week, Mott. He's got the Aghanims.
Yeah. They're going to be dreaming about their own mortality a lot more now.
Certainly so. I like the Aghanims on Puck, though. One of the better items that lets him scale so nicely, at least until he gets level 25. You know, Puck's power curve very strange now with the talents because his late game is actually incredible. He just becomes this farming machine that you can't slow down.
Yeah.
But the Aghanims, it's just incredible. BKB piercing, 4.5 second stun if you break that tether. So makes Stream Coil a lot more reliable in terms of lockdown. Here we go. High ground siege. Glyph already used.
Ooh, that was pretty cool for ADR. Stopping the Lasso coming out from the Bat Rider. They're going to go for it. Lincoln Sphere Global to come through. And now they've got to back up the Dream Coil. Will go. Can they find anybody with this, though?
Oh, 2 5-second stuns from the Dream Coil snap. I don't think they saw the Aghanims on the back line. A huge stun setup as the Earthshaker connects, but he actually gets killed. Benjaz still alive. Laguna Blade out of the Lina. They finally get the Aegis, and now Lina is just unloading the long nines. The Aegis comes back to life, but they're going to bring down the Silencer. A triple kill for Tomato.
Man, they were so close. They hit a huge Echo Slam onto 2 in the back, and then the double Burrow Strike as well from King RD, but there was nobody there to do the damage. They didn't have meta. It's still down for another 13 seconds. They will buy back. They're going to get a Fisher up onto King Tekka. But again, like you mentioned, Tavo getting unloaded on. The right clicks the Fiery Soul. It's stacking up.
I can't believe Benjaz lived through all that. Tomato, he eats the trees, trying to stand his ground as long as he can. The Terrorblade getting low. Lina's going to win this duel. She brings him down. It's a beyond godlike spree as now 40R in a whole lot of hurt. King RD with a nice stun on 2 will slow the bleeding, but the Dragon Slave connects. Force staff forward. Lina can't find the last auto attack, so instead focuses on the barracks. Now level 25, has the Fiery Soul stack increase, and these barracks are short for life. An 18,000 net worth lead, Mott. Buybacks used on the Dire. Things looking very, very grim.
It's just they needed the damage from meta, and they just didn't have it. They will force in Tomato. He is going to get quote, but he'll pop the BKB. Laguna will go. Cat now in trouble, still getting caught. Telekinesis, Dragon Slave. They've blown everybody away. It's another 2 kills going the way of Infamous. It looks like rather a kill and a Rax. And they're going to try to turn it into a second set, or at least a tier 3 tower along with it.
We're going to take a look at KDA here. Alina having a perfect game, 11-0-3. Puck also yet to die on the side of SG Esports, but Tomato doing so much damage. Look at him, man. He is just a sieging machine.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, how do you stop this? He kills these structures so quickly. SG have some resources, but they just can't get in. Nobody wants to get near this guy.
This is a team that performed extraordinarily well at the Kiev Major, a team not many thought were going to succeed in SG Esports, and now Infamous, they're the ones doing extraordinarily well here in this first game. It is a best of 3, but still, Infamous absolutely trouncing at this point SG Esports.
It was kind of even for that early game. Mid-game looked within grasp, but it has been Infamous slowly but surely getting better exchanges, better farm, and now they have broken this game wide open. 26 Bloodstone charges on the Lina. Blink Daggers, soon to be Aghanims coming on Excel's Treant. A huge amount of item progression on the Radiant side in general. Rubik, he's got the Null Field, a Stolen Burrow Strike, and hey look, a Pipe of Insight going to be coming on the way. So this magic damage from SG, your Echo Slams, your Eppies, your Puck rotations, they're just not going to have that same pizzazz, Mott.
Yeah, and they already aren't getting kills with all of those abilities at this point. It's going to be even worse. Not to mention they're building that Eggs on the Treant Protector. That BKB was...
King Tekka, dude, that is badass. That's an 8-second BKB. Is like, this ward is mine. I will not be killed dewarding. I just use my 8-second BKB for that.
Yeah. That just shows how much they are in the lead at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if they get the Zags on Treant Protector, like, they already have very little map control. Good luck with any other, like, anything else. I mean, look at the wardage. The Dire have 1 ward in their own base. It's the only place they have vision. So, yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that is actually very telling. I do feel like SG's warding this game has been lackluster in general. It could be our small sample size. Just every time I've noticed they have happened not to have many wards down. Obviously, Infamous picked up a gem not that long ago, so they're going to be focusing on dewarding more so than usual at this stage of the game. But it has been a constant struggle for SG to maintain good vision around the map. And maybe that is just a testament to Infamous knowing their ward locations and doing a good job staying up with the sentries.
Yeah. We're going to see if they can't finish this game off. The Tier 3 tower getting assaulted. As Blade Fury comes out for Benjaz, spins himself away. They have no way of really...
This is the last lane of Barracks, Mott. There's Megas after this.
Yep. They're on their last legs, for sure, for SG.
Tiny Tim and shit.
They don't even have to do this. They could just wait till Roche is up. There's like no need for them to. But at this point, they're so far ahead. They're almost like, well, we have pipe now. We have like everything we need. BKBs. They're gonna make a go on Tomato, and we'll see if they can't get him.
Whoa, the big slam, but he pops the BKB. Global comes out maybe a little bit too late. Now Lena's gonna turn. Terrorblade getting chunked down. The Lincolns actually blocks the Laguna, but Overgrowth is there. He's dead. He's got the buyback. Does he have meta? No. So this Terrorblade is not going to be able to do much. The tier 3 tower falls. Puck down without buyback. I think Infamous just moments away from claiming game 1 in this best-of-3 series here in the South American playoffs for the TI7 qualifiers. Lasso now on to Tavo, and the GG gets called. HFN says, get me the hell out of this game, and let's reset into the next one as Infamous 21-11 destroy Tomato. Absolutely out of control. One of the best Lena performances we've seen this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, he gets that BKB. He even had a good start, but as he gets that BKB, he pretty much becomes unkillable. They can't bring him down. He does so much damage, as you talked about. There's really nothing they could do. I mean, they had so many good initiations, and it almost felt like every time they did that, the Terrorblade does not have the meta to do anything.
Yeah.
Or none of the other heroes could do anything.
He's just too cooldown reliant. Like, you look at Infamous, they are not cooldown reliant at all. Like, maybe Overgrowth, I guess Flaming Lasso, but all of these ultimates still relatively short cooldowns compared to Global, compared to Echo, compared to Meta. Like, SG just drafted themselves into a corner where they were so reliant on those big ultimates, and Infamous played around it better than SG could handle.
Yeah, for sure. It's just an overall solid game from Infamous, and
that was hype though, dude.
Yeah, it was super sick game.
Pretty
for
tight
sure.
game 1. It's awesome to see the variety in South American Dota where we still see some of that crazy, like almost hyper aggressive style that feels a little bit unpolished, but is really exciting to watch. And now we're seeing much more polished Dota. Like, that game was much more controlled. First 15 minutes, all about map control, vision, positioning, farming, not going for those